All right, let's get to Ben Shabibo's take on
today.
Squid Game.
My review of Squid Game, which is the biggest show on Netflix and maybe in Netflix history. We'll get to all of the details in just one moment. First, this video is sponsored by Helix Sleep.
Can we just like admit that it's kind of mid though? Like we should be able to admit that it's kind of mid. I think. I hope.
Since she doesn't have enough money.
So he's just like talking about, you know, the review of it, right? And then he gets to his commentary at like minute 5, at the 5-minute mark. There's spoilers here, by the way. I'm just letting you know.
Into the show that underscore this very silly theme. One of those notes is that when you get to the ending episodes and you find out who are the VIPs who bet on who is going to win and who's going to lose the game, they're all American. Like, they're all these big American fat cats, so it's really the evil Americans and their capitalist excesses, these decadent Americans who are behind this whole thing. There's not a good American in the entire show. They're just a bunch of Americans who are wearing these glittery masks, a la Hunger Games. And this is supposed to characterize the idea that really South Korean economics is run at the behest of these evil white corporate.
See, at least he fucking understands the point. Like, he gets the point. That's the difference, okay? Like, he gets the fucking point. That's what I was trying to say. Like, Tim Pool can't get the point. Ben Shapiro at least understands the point.
Paymasters. The biggest spoiler, of course, is that the person who's heading up the Squid Game is the old man, right? So the old man is playing, and it turns out that he's playing out of fun. He's not actually playing because he is worried about dying. He does have brain cancer, that part's true, but he's the head of a major corporation. He's a very wealthy industrialist, and his entire shtick is that all of this is justified. Squid Game is justified because it is, in fact, more fair than the actual capitalist economy that is in place in South Korea. Okay, this is a very silly view of capitalism. Capitalism is literally predicated on the notion that you do not get something unless you give something to somebody else. Right?
Oh my God, he's dropping Hayek in there. I already gave a spoiler warning. I literally said there would be spoilers. I gave a spoiler warning. I don't fucking care.
As Hayek was fond of suggesting, the basic premise of capitalism is that you are forced to do something you wouldn't have normally done for somebody else because you need something from them. Trade ennobles. Trade is good. But for people who don't...
Yeah, whereas communism is not built around division of labor at all. Like, there is no... Or anything like that. Or socialism, Marxism. Like, Marx famously never talks about capitalism. For those of you... he never wrote an entire book about capital or talked about capitalism at all in any meaningful capacity. As you know, that's famously he didn't do that. So yeah, Das Kapital is the book, actually. Yeah, Marx never considered any of the stuff that he's mentioning.
Don't understand capitalism and come from sort of a Marxist leaning bent. Capitalism is a zero-sum game. Somebody wins and somebody loses. Somebody wins the big pot of cash and somebody dies. Of course, the metaphor...
Like, even though these are incredibly reductive terms, right, that he's mentioning, like, all of this is addressed, okay? Like, every single thing that he's mentioning is addressed in Das Kapital. Like, every single thing that he's mentioning. Even if he's, like, talking about it in, like, really reductive terms... and like doesn't talk about the relation that workers and capital owners have, the different kinds of relations that workers and capital owners have to the means of production and how commodities are produced. Like, it's just, it's silly. It's silly bit shit.
Inside the Squid Game is supposed to be that if only the population sees the means of...
Yeah, by the way, yes, I'm spoiling Das Kapital. Sorry.
Production through majority votes, then all of this
I gotta
would
pee.
end
I'll be
and
back.
Usher in a new and better world, right? All it takes is a majority vote to stop this terrible system where some people are being murdered for the benefit of other people. Okay, but that assumes that economics is a zero-sum game, right? Which it is not. It assumes that capitalism is a zero-sum game, which it is not. We'll get to more on this in just 1 second. First, I need my Helix Sleep mattress. I really, really do. Helix Sleep has a quiz. It takes just 2 minutes to complete. It matches your body type and sleep preferences to the perfect mattress for you. Why would you buy a mattress made for someone else? With Helix, you're getting a mattress you know will be perfect for the way that you sleep. Everybody's unique, and Helix knows that, so they have several different mattress models to choose from. They've got soft, they've got firm, they've got medium mattresses. Mattresses great for cooling you down if you sleep hot. Mattresses great for spinal alignment to prevent morning aches and pains. Even a Helix Plus mattress for plus-size sleepers as well. I took that Helix sleep quiz. I was matched with a special mattress. Actually, it has a couple of different sides because my wife and I got an all-in-one mattress, and she has different sleep settings than I do. You can do exactly the same. So if you are looking for a mattress, you take the quiz, you order the mattress that you're matched to, and then it shows up directly at your door, shipped for free. You don't even need to go to a mattress store at all. Helix is awesome. You don't need to take my word for it. Helix was awarded the #1 best overall mattress pick of 2020 by GQ and Wired magazine, and they've been recommended by multiple leading chiropractors and doctors of sleep medicine as a go-to solution for improvement in sleep quality. So head on over to helixsleep.com/Ben, take that 2-minute sleep quiz. They will match you to a customized mattress that'll give you the best sleep of your life. They've got a 10-year warranty. You can try it out for 100 nights risk-free, so even if you don't love it, you can send it back, but you will. You're gonna.
I'm sorry that you guys were forced to see fucking Ben Shapiro's ad read, but your clickbait. What? Why is this just say Hasan Piker? Dave Chappelle slams Hannah Gadsby and makes 3 demands. Hasan Piker, Kyle Rittenhouse, victim ban. What? Why does he make it seem like I'm one of the demands that Dave Chappelle made?
Love it. Helix is offering up to $200 of support or immoral. Rich people Parasite is that the poor people in Parasite are supposed to be sympathetic, but they literally do nothing right, and the rich people in Parasite are supposed to be bad and therefore worthy of punishment, and they literally.
Wait, what? Parasite is literally about how the working class fights amongst itself. Like, Parasite, the whole point of, okay, well, maybe he doesn't get all the fucking, okay, maybe he doesn't understand all subtext, especially if it's not like directly in your face, like, Squid Game was. Because the point of Parasite is that the working poor are incredibly combative against one another when and fight against solidarity instead of recognizing that the true villain is right in front of their eyes. Ben Shabibo, the real OG Pool Crowder Kroger, just lame remixes of the Ben.
They don't do anything that is immoral in the course of the movie, like at all. And yet you're just supposed to assume that the rich people are bad and the poor people are somehow good. The same thing sort of holds true in this show. In this show, all of the poor people are perceived as sort of innately more noble than the people who are rich, even though the reality is that the poor people in the show, aside from the North Korean refugee, like the main character is a derelict gambler. He's a bad guy, okay? And he's gradually ennobled by his participation.
Wait, what? He's a bad guy. The main character's a bad guy. No, he's a degenerate. He's not a bad guy. How the fuck did you watch Squid Games and come out with the fact that he's like a bad person? He has vices just like every other human being does. Ultimately, one of the points is that, like, he's a degenerate, but he's not a bad person. He's a good person in the end, despite like his flaws.
In the game is sort of the idea, but all of the characters who are seen to participate.
This is good. This is a good take from Don Quixote. Ben Shapiro should. Oh wait, no, not that one. What the fuck? Oh, Zony66. Sorry. I mean, it gets at the heart of Ben's take that poor people are fundamentally bad. Exactly. He's bad because he's poor. He's poor because he's bad. Poor people are bad.
In the capitalist system are, of course, very, very bad. And so that's the political take on the show. And it seems like that is the message that is now being exported by the South Korean film industry.
Wait, what?
Who are seen by his participation in the game is sort of the idea, but all of the characters who are seen to participate in the capitalist system are, of course, very, very bad. And so that's the political take on the show, and it seems like that is the message that is now being exported by the South Korean film industry.
What?
As far as the actual show itself, like whether it's entertaining or not, yeah, I mean, it's entertaining. It's definitely very watchable. It gets extremely gory. There's a very bizarre side plot about selling of bodily organs that gets really graphic and kind of gross.
Dude, this is why not a single person who is cool has watched Ben Shapiro and agreed with him. Okay? In the end, you're literally watching an adult man-child go, it was very gory. It was very gory, and I didn't like it. I don't understand it. Why is there so much gore? I love that. It was yucky. I don't like that.
Gross. I will say I thought the twists were predictable. Maybe it's because I've watched too many movies, and maybe it's because I've written stuff myself, but it's pretty obvious from the beginning.
Yeah, Ben. Written profoundly important works like that novel. What was the novel he wrote about like Obama being gay and like secretly a bad guy? Like he wrote that spy novel. True Allegiance. Yeah. I've written stuff myself. Now, my grievance is against Hollywood for not allowing me to thrive in the industry because I'm conservative. Have nothing to do with, it's not because my writing was dog shit. It was because I was conservative that Hollywood did not, let me write my incredible works like True Allegiance.
That whoever is going to be leading up the Squid Game has to be an integral character. Otherwise, it has no meaning when you reveal who's leading up the Squid Game. So that means that it can't be any of the young people who get killed. The only person it could be, theoretically, is the old man, really. So I kind of called that one maybe 3 episodes in advance. And also, the other big
I called it.
mystery of the show is that you have a cop who's trying to search for his brother, who's supposedly been taken into the system, and it turns out that he is a part of the system. That, again, was not super unpredictable. But overall, if you had to rate Squid Game in terms of watchability and sort of addictiveness, pretty good show. I would give it maybe a 7 out of 10. In terms of politics, I give it like a 1 out of 10 because, again, the politics of it are so baseline Hollywood silly. They really make politics. I give it like a 1 out of 10.
Yeah, why aren't there more movies about how you should live in an anarcho-capitalist world that make it seem like an anarcho-capitalist world could be good? I don't know, because even like imagining a universe that is more capitalist than the one we exist in, it's impossible not to notice that like the inequality would be greatly exacerbated.
Because, again, the politics of it are...
It's called Mad Max. Yeah, I know. That's why I specified. And said there is no like ANCAP work of art that shows it as a good thing, as a positive. An ANCAP civilization. Guys, I'm not saying there aren't ANCAP movies. I love ANCAP movies. I mean, Elysium is like literally perfectly describes like what an ANCAP society would look like. The point is, it's just never good, okay? It's not ever shown in a good way. And the reason for why it's not shown in a good way is because people recognize that it would... I already mentioned this. I mentioned the concerns. I already addressed it.
So baseline Hollywood silly. They really make no level of actual sense. Presume they're setting up for a second season of Squid Game as well, because the season ends on a cliffhanger with the main...
Yeah, this shit was so bunk, dude. I don't know. I think I predicted the Squid Game season 2 is going to suck, by the way. I think it's going to be a True Detective style flop. If I'm keeping it 100, I predict Squid Game season 2 is going to be like True Detective season 2 versus season 1.
main character basically deciding that he is going to go take down the Squid Game as opposed to leaving the country and heading off to America. So I'm sure that that will be the second season. He will probably have to infiltrate, or he will have to figure out some way to enter into the system itself, which, you know, I'll start to watch it for sure. But is it worthy of the sort of high praise that it's been receiving in some quarters? Probably not. Is it watchable? For sure. The Good. Compelling, well acted, well produced, interesting. It's a beautiful looking show. The sets that they built for the various games,
I agree with all the stuff that he's saying here,
are really intricate. They look really good. They're sort of oddly creepy because the sets that they built for the children's games, it's supposed to be almost as though they're in this kind of giant dollhouse. The feel of the show is really good. It's well filmed. It's well directed. The most compelling episode is episode 6 because it really forces the characters to take stock of the fact that they essentially have to kill other people in order to get ahead. But again, as a metaphor for capitalism, it's very silly, but it's very emotionally affecting, and it does put the characters in a really difficult emotional bind. So it's well written and it's well acted. That is probably the best episode of the show. The Bad, politically asinine. Politically, it makes no sense at all.
Oh, what a bitch. Dude, how is this any different than what, like, SJWs do? I mean, this is literally, like, this is straight up SJW shit, okay? I didn't like the politics of it. The politics of what, dude? Capitalism? Okay.
Somewhat predictable in terms of the twists and turns. Very, very bloody, like super bloody. So that first episode is not an indicator of what the bloodiness level will be in future episodes. That first episode just has people getting shot.
Dude, I swear to God, conservatives are just like racist liberals, dude. They fucking cry about the exact same bullshit in the exact same way, but from the other side of the argument. I'm like, hey, it was too bloody. And also there was, you know, degeneracy. They were showing characters that were bad, doing bad things.
In the head, and it's fairly graphic. That is not even close to how graphic the show ends up getting. They use some old film and TV tropes.
Gotta say, you have some dog shit TV and film opinions, so we'll see on Squid Game 2. I have literally the best opinions on TV and movies. Like, straight up the fucking best.
So bad guys listen to classical music. This is just a reality of the world, as we all know, is that all bad people listen to classical music. So that means that they're woken up to the Blue Danube Waltz by Strauss. And it means that the bad guys are listening to, you know, classic old jazz.
You like jazz?
So those are the good and the bad. Alrighty, that is my review of Squid Game. If there are other shows that you'd like me to review, other movies you'd like me to review, leave.
This is great. He's such a bitch, dude. It's awesome. It was wonderful. Dude, it's so good. So fucking good, dude.